Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot for May 23rd. Okay, so Canadians have just celebrated the May long weekend. Um, what is the one in the States? Independence Day, maybe? Anyways, then you've got one coming up, so enjoy. This week I'm going to do something just a little bit different. You guys sent me amazing questions, I have to tell you. And there were a lot of them. So um, I'm going to do a series of mini readings that are going to be released throughout this week. I just figure it's a busy week for people. They got other things to do. So I'm just going to send out a series of them. So if you are subscribed and you want to make sure you don't miss any, this would be a good time to hit that notification bell so that when the videos get released, you'll get a notification and you'll know. All right, so, and I'm going to do a combination of cards and pendulum depending on the question. As soon as my cards start flipping around all over the place. All right. First question. So this was about the last reading reading before when I said that my pendulum was telling me that the Republican nominee, is actually somebody that has not yet committed to running. And I sort of rattled off some of the more common ones, like, DeSantis and Haley and like that. And they were all no's in terms of them ultimately getting the nomination. So there were a couple of, questions. Is Chris Christie going to get the nomination to run for president by the Republicans? No. Glenn Youngkin, Virginia governor. Is Glenn Youngkin going to run? And if so, is he going to win the nomination? Is he going to run? Let's start there. Okay, no. So he's out. Liz Cheney. Is she going to run for president in this go around? Yeah, it's not her time. And this is the thing to remember about Liz Cheney. She is as Republican can be. So she's not some middle of the road alternative. Okay, so just keep that in mind. We all loved what she did during the January 6th committee investigation. She was amazing, but that doesn't make her center. Okay. Somebody else wanted to know if the GOP nominee is actually going to end up being somebody who was pro MAGA. That's a yes. Sorry, folks. While I'm doing this, let's just double check on Trump. Is Trump going to end up being the Republican nominee for president for the 2024 election cycle? Yeah, it's a no. Okay. Will the Republican base not vote in the upcoming 2024 election because, or if, do it that way, if Trump is not the nominee, are they going to just sit out the election like a protest? Yeah, they are. Yay! You protest, guys. Don't you dare show up. Don't you just give a minute of your support to the election. Misinformed, kind of tragic, mega people. All right. One more thing I'm going to check. I'm going to do this one with cards. I got a letter, like an email, from one of my most favorite people in Georgia, and Marcus is his name, and he was telling me that there's kind of been some scuttlebutt about Brian Kemp. on whether he may yet end up throwing his hat into the ring. He did stand up to Trump. He's a Georgia Republican, but Georgia has also proven that they're not going to stay a red state. In fact, they keep going blue. So let's just double check my pendulum. Is Brian Kemp likely to throw his hat in the ring as a presidential challenger to Biden? I'm getting a yes on that, and a pretty darn strong one. All right, which is the answer I got when I just sort of sent that question privately back to him. Let's do a quick, 3 or 4 card spin. We can figure out about Brian Kemp. And again, he's another one, just because he stood up to Trump does not make him some center Republican. He is not. Okay. So keep that in mind. Let's not get hoodwinked here. Okay. Potential Brian Kemp, Republican nominee. Potential Brian Kemp, Republican nominee. Potential Brian Kemp, Republican nominee. Okay. So he hasn't decided yet the moon, right? So things are still in shadow. He hasn't come out made any blazing announcements. It also feels like there's still some strategy being discussed, that kind of thing. Like it doesn't feel right now like it's kind of a set in the mud decision, although the pendulum was pretty forceful. Um page of swords. So I think what he would attempt to run on is the fact that he stood up to Trump and that he's sort of law and order and he did the right thing. Um, and, he can do that for the country. So, his play is one, he stood up to Trump, which apparently nobody else is. And two, that he's still very, very much a red Republican. So possibly gain support from both sides. He's going to have a little bit of good fortune coming his way when it comes to sort of launching. I don't see him getting it though. We shall see. But right now, if he does get it, he's going to have some real hurdles that he's going to have to deal with along that road in the next, year and a bit. And ultimately, he ends up with the Two of Pentacles. So it makes me wonder if, when it comes right down to it, he may really, really be struggling with resources or struggling with getting the kind of financial backing and support he needs. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.